start with a couple updates on Tal Lipka and Dami.
Yeah, you'll see Lipka, and I don't think you're going to see Dami this weekend, probably next weekend.
And speaking of midfielders like Lipka, I was doing a story on Quinn, guy who's second line guy. Heard a lot last year, but really has a chance this year to get a lot of running time.
Lucas Quinn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just your thoughts. I know coming out of high school, he was a top 100 recruit, state champion. First couple of years, a little bit slower pace. Your thoughts about where he is and what he can contribute this year?
He's been on the second line. We kind of mix and match our middies at times, but he's been on the second line. He's a very strong dodger. Shoots the ball well on the run. We're running a combination of previous year's offense and Pat March's offense, kind of a hybrid of the two. And he's adjusting to that, but he's a threat to go to the goal. He can shoot the ball with both hands, and he's starting to come into his own.
When you have such a talented first midfield, guys who provide depth like Quinn, how they may not get all the time the first unit does, but how valuable is it to have veterans like him maybe have a chance to step up?
It is. It's if there was an injury, to be able to plug one of these other guys in on the second line who are fighting to be on the first, it's a luxury, and that's some of the things that we've been working on, is trying to give last couple of years some of the younger guys as much experience as possible, game experience and in the scrimmages, and it's starting to pay off for Lucas.
What can we expect for Seabold? I know we saw him a little bit in the fourth quarter of the scrimmage against Yale.
Yeah, he's right there. He did a nice job in the fall. Scanlon coming in, kind of, he'd definitely be a starter if Chase wasn't here. But he's getting time. I think that he gives us a different look as far as putting a 6'3" attackman out there that a defender has to match up to. So depending on the size of the other team, can get him some more playing time on the field too.
Coach, have you decided your starting back line? Who's going to start next to Nick Mellon on Friday?
I'm going to talk to Leland about that. You'll probably see Kennedy, 50-50 up top and in behind, especially with the face-off, so he's got to come up and play the wing every so often. And then Nick DiPietro and probably Grant Murphy will be the guys done. I think it's a very good question. I think you'll see Helmer probably more up top if Kennedy's down low, and if we use Kennedy more up top along with Fernandez, you could see him get a little bit of time in close defense.
Do you think Helmer possibly gets his short stick back and plays short stick defensive mid at all?
Maybe. Maybe. With Dami out, there's a chance of that depending on how much defense we're playing. So, right now with Dami out, we've got Dearth up, DA's in there as a freshman doing a really nice job, Brendan Velius. Barlow is down low, Small will be down low. So we've got a little bit of depth there. But it's possible, depending if there could injury, we might have to bump him down. But he really hasn't used a lot of short stick in practice this year, so less of a chance depending on the injuries.
Is Dami injured, or is it something else?
Yeah, he's injured.
I'm sure you're well aware that one more win will break a tie you have with Roy Sr.
Oh, is that right?
On the SEO time coaching. So when you get that high, obviously you've got all the great names, junior, senior, but that's just that's where you are. So whether you're modest now, what are your thoughts just about moving ahead of a legend like that on the all-time wins list?
I hadn't thought about it at all. It's knowing Roy Simmons Sr. for a while before he passed. He's quite a man, a three-sport coach, which is unheard of even in those days a little bit. But it would be an honor, to be there with him.
And then you're also moving up the charts nationally now for all of these one coaches. Do you ever get a chance to step back and think, boy, this has gone pretty well over the 30 years I've been doing this, or any chance for perspective, or is that something you don't really think about much till it's all over?
Yeah, I haven't thought much about that other than, I've been appreciative of when I first started coaching here as an assistant for Roy Simmons Jr. We weren't, we didn't make the playoffs a couple of years. I think my senior year we made the playoffs when I was a player on the team. And then, that was a feat for Syracuse lacrosse at the time. And then to come in and start coaching right afterwards, and then 4 years later winning our first national championship, I kind of got to see, where the program was before I was a student here. Then as a student, it was kind of going like this. and then to win a national championship was, certainly just unbelievable at the time. And then to be here over the years as an assistant and head coach and see the success and now more of the consistency of the team. I guess I have an appreciation for that.
Like I said, man, in the overall division landscape of all the great coaches, do you ever stop to think about where you are among the top 5 or 10 winning coaches of all time?
To be honest with you, I haven't really thought too much about that. No.
Does it mean much, or will it